He's knocking. And so we're going to bring in Zain. So here comes Zain.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
That grew so nicely. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Thank you. Weren't
How
allowed
are
to
you,
these back in
Zain?
my day. Good. How are you guys?
We're
Good.
awesome.
So tell us a little bit about who you are, Zain.
So yeah, basically, I'm just a normal person, just like anyone else, and the values and morals that I put above and beyond are just work ethic and working hard, striving for opportunities and things that you want. You can be successful in anything you reach, and I think that I'm just a person who can kind of make these part of my aura as I go through life and hopefully touch the hearts of many people that I meet.
That is, I love that. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. That should be the goal of everybody. It's like, that
That's
should be
the mission.
Yeah, the mission of human beings in general, I think. So what are you doing now, Zain? You're graduated, and what have you been up to?
Oh, so currently I'm almost there. I'm in my senior year of my computer engineering degree over at Florida Atlantic University. I'm currently maintaining all straight A's. Of course, as Dr. Lightman would like no other way, and I'm one semester away from finishing that.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Even through a pandemic.
Thank you so much. Small obstacle.
Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. So obviously, how did the pandemic go for you as far as being in college and stuff? Was it okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So the transition was pretty smooth. During my senior year of high school, I was actually a fully online student in Broward College, obtaining my dual degree. So I had my associate's degree before I even got my high school one. And that was all mostly online, as it may be, because you're on the high school campus during the day. So it was good. So I was used to online classes, and the transition was smooth.
Wow.
Thankfully.
So hang on one second. You had your associate's degree before you had your high school degree. Tell me more about that.
So basically, I believe the two paths you can do, like heading into your upper class levels in high school, is you could do dual enrollment or early admissions, I think it is. And early admissions would require you to, drop high school and basically finish all of your credits along with college over at, the community college. But for me, I knew that if I were to do that route, I wouldn't be able to wrestle my last year. And wrestling the team, Dr. Lightman, all my friends, they were important to me. They were my family. There's no way I could just up and leave them, right? So, of course, so I chose dual enrollment, and I said, okay, I'm just going to take more credits. I had finished my high school credits by the end of my junior year, and I said, I'm just going to take double classes over at the university and try and get this AA done in this last year while I wrestle and while we make the dream happen.
And he did.
Then I did.
Wow.
Fortunately, I did.
Wow. I'm speechless. Dr. Lightman, you know such impressive students. That is, all three of the students have been incredibly impressive. So I don't even know what to say about that. Congratulations about only having one semester left. That is awesome.
Thank you so much.
So tell me a little bit about your connection with the book, Zain. Like, how did you feel about being asked to do it? What were your thoughts on the final product, that type of thing?
Of course, yeah. I have to start by saying that I believe the relationship I have with Coach Lightman is unparalleled. He could ask me to move a 1-ton weight across the river, and I would do it no questions asked, because
I might have asked you to do that.
He might have asked me to do that. I know that the way his mind works, it's always going to be for the greater good. So when he asked me to do this book, I was honored and I was floored. And I said, absolutely, anything I can do to help, that's what I have to do, of course.
You wouldn't have even asked why. I think I would have asked, why are you having me move this across the river? Like, you
no,
really not even had.
he came up to me with the why. He just called me up and he said, Zain, I wanna have the opportunity to share your mindset. And, I want to get your story out there to other students. I want them to know that the things you do is achievable. And I absolutely agree. There's no other better way I could have put it. Anyone can do anything. Anyone can achieve anything in life by putting a little work into it, by believing in themselves. And so to share my story out there, I was so humbled and honored. So I had to, of course, we had to make this project come alive. And I was so excited from the moment he told me.
That is amazing. And Dr. Lightman, tell me a little bit about why you chose Zain.
Oh my gosh. And it's nothing to the honor it was for me. Oh my goodness. I saw Denise Cruz, by the way, shout out. I love that kid. I do too. He's pretty cool. That's his mom. The reason I chose him, and he's the last student chapter of the book. Every student in this book is very unique, and their circumstances were really interesting to me. And, there's always something about them that made them succeed. I wanted to show Zain as he was the person that on paper, you would say this is absolutely the perfect student. His GPA was on point. He's winning wrestling awards and academic awards in the same month. I mean, that's crazy and unheard of. He was the first state qualifier I ever coached. So, it was just, for me, I'm like, this kid is perfect. And not just by my definition, which you obviously know, but just anyone's definition who would fit it. And I wanted to ask him, how? How did you maintain it? How did you deal with that constant pressure? How did you not have the slip up that so many students have? And that's really what I wanted to tap into, because when you read his chapter, you're going to see Zain could really be anybody, right? And anybody could be at the same level that he's at. He faced his own difficulties. He faced a lot of adversity, right? But he found his own path. And because he found it so early and he stayed so committed to it, he was able to achieve so much more than what I've even been able to achieve in my own life. He's already getting there in his early 20s. So, I'm just fascinated to see where he's going to end up. But I wanted to show that, like, even for the kid that you would define as perfect in a traditional setting, their story is not necessarily traditional. And their story is not so easy. It's complex as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And Zain, what would you say to, so I can't imagine the amount of pressure that comes along with being that successful. I mean, honestly, because I was actually kind of laughing, just thinking to myself as listening to you speak, that I was so proud of my daughter because she just graduated 3 months early just from high school, not necessarily with an extra degree and stuff like that. And I thought about how much, by all accounts, my daughter is a pretty successful student. She was president National Honor Society, a part, in musicals, clubs, like all of those types of things. And I know how much pressure she was under to maintain that level of, just success, I guess. How I can't imagine what you were under. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I think you bring up some excellent points, but I think the golden word is definitely pressure. When I was reading the final product that Coach Slayman had brought to me, he had mentioned something along the lines of, like, when I woke up in the morning, only I knew how hard or difficult it was to carry on and continue being optimal and consistent with my behavior and whatnot. And the goal for me has always been the same, to be the best possible version of yourself, right? You wake up in the morning and I just want to do things. I want to do great things. I want to make waves in the world. And so I actually think the best way to do that was pressure. I loved it. I think that thriving under the pressure is a really key terminology for me. It's one of those things that always comes with a kind of negative connotation. And I want my story to try and change that for a lot of students, because it's truly under pressure. And I always throw around the spirit of competition, that you can find your true self. People say when you back someone into a corner, you don't know what they might do. And I think in a lot of ways that's true. I think if you find your own corner, explore it, go in and see what you can do, see how you come out. You could change. I was watching this in the beginning, and Coach Lightman was talking about the word perfect. In a lot of ways, a lot of people have different definitions of perfect. And I think that mine is, it's like a cap, right? Perfection, once you declare that you're perfect at something, it's a cap, right? You want to go far and above and beyond that. You want to find, and no one's taught me that better than Coach Lightman himself. So when I was there, I would wake up, I would enjoy the pressure, I would thrive under it. Big matches with wrestling, big tests in school. It didn't matter. I wanted to rise up to the challenge and prove to not only myself, but just to all of my colleagues that, you can do anything. I led the team of wrestling I believe I was the captain for 3 years. Yeah. And there was no other group of people that I would want to make this notion more aware of than my family, my team. If I cracked under pressure, I knew it would be a domino effect. But if I thrived and rose to the occasion, I knew that would be a domino effect. And that's why I try to push for my team every way I knew how.
Don't you get fired up when you hear him?
Zane, will you write a
I
book
love
for me?
spending time with him.
Like,
Do I
I
write
feel
a book?
Upcoming
we
motivational
need to
speaker.
talk, buddy. Yeah, you and I, we need to talk.
Absolutely.
That is, I'm so happy, and I mean this in the most authentic sense. I'm so proud of you. You have Dr. Leichman. You have 3 students who have really done absolutely amazing things. Like I'm so students like the ones that you have had on, who are authentic and who have show us their personalities and who aren't always the most compliant students. Those students are who make me proud to be in education.
Yeah.
And I hope, I know that you are so proud of working with these students and just being a part of their stories.
Yeah. And it's just, you see, they all belong in a book,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the big deal,
Yeah, absolutely. Celebrated in a book for sure. So Zain, it has been such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us and for spending the time tonight to tell us your story.
Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you guys so much for having me. I want to say real quickly before I go that you guys being educators on the front line, you make all the difference in the students' lives. A lot of people would be absolutely nowhere without you guys. So thank you so much for the opportunity and for having me and for continuing to spread your message of positivity to people whose hearts it's going to touch and it's going to matter.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you, Zain. Thank you.
So grateful.
Thank you so much.
There's the need for the tissues again. So thank you for that. I thought I was going to make it the whole rest of the time.
I warned you.
Sorry.
Thank you, Zain. Have a good night.
Have a great one, you guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care, buddy.
Oh my goodness. Seriously.
I'm sorry. They're amazing. I don't know what to tell you.